Stoicism is not just an ancient philosophy. It is a practical guide that helps us deal with the challenges of modern life. The Stoics taught us to accept life as it is, keep our inner peace, and focus on what really matters. These principles not only help with personal growth, but also with overcoming stress, dealing with challenges, and strengthening our relationships. Today we're going to talk about 10 lessons of Stoicism that can change your life. We'll look at them through the lens of everyday situations so you can apply this ancient wisdom today. Part 1. Controlling perception and accepting the inevitable control. Your perception, Epictetus said, "We cannot change events, but we can change our attitude toward them." This lesson teaches us to realize that emotions are a product of our thoughts. If something causes irritation or resentment, it is a signal not to act, but to introspect. Example: a co-worker at work responded rudely to you. Instead of immediately confronting him or her, think, "Why did that hurt me? Maybe I'm taking it too personally." This approach avoids unnecessary arguments and preserves inner peace. Tip: start by practicing mindfulness. Every day, write down in a journal the situations that caused you strong emotions. Then analyze how you could have reacted differently. Accept the inevitable and move forward. Seneca said, "Resisting the inevitable is like trying to fight the wind." The Stoics taught us to focus on what we can control and let go of the rest. Example: you missed the bus. Instead of getting angry, accept the fact. Use that time to read something useful or listen to a podcast. Tip: divide all your worries into 2 categories: those you can change and those you can't. Do what you can for the first group and let go of the second. Part 2. Acting with moderation and planning for the future. Moderation is the key to a peaceful life. Marcus Aurelius taught us to act in accordance with nature. Act in such a way that each of your days is useful and moderate. This means avoiding extremes, excessive work or laziness, excessive emotions or suppressing them. Example: you decide to take up a sport. Instead of working out for 3 hours every day and burning out with fatigue after a week, start with small steps that you can maintain long-term. Tip: structure your exercise schedule so that there is time for work, rest, self-development, and socializing with loved ones. Be prepared for change. Epictetus said, "Do not hope that everything will go according to plan. Hope that you will be ready for change." Example: a project at work has changed and you have to start over. Instead of panicking, think, "How can I use my knowledge and experience to make this project better?" Tip: regularly plan not only for action, but also for alternative paths in case of change. Part 3. Reflecting on death and the power of gratitude. Reflecting on death gives life meaning. Stoics often thought about their mortality. This is not pessimism, but a way of learning to appreciate each moment. Example: imagine that today is your last day. How would you live it? Perhaps you would pay more attention to your loved ones, be kinder to yourself and others. Tip: start with a simple exercise. Every night ask yourself, "What did I do today to live my day in a meaningful way?" Practice gratitude. Seneca wrote, "If a man is grateful for what he has, he is already rich." Gratitude helps you focus on the good, even in difficult situations. Example: you've been demoted. Instead of dwelling on it, thank yourself for the knowledge and experience you gained. This will help you move forward. Tip: keep a gratitude journal. Write down 3 things every night that you are grateful for, even if they are small things. Part 4. Working with goals and accepting yourself. Long-term goals require patience. The Stoics taught us to focus on the journey, not just the outcome. Marcus Aurelius said, "The goal is not to achieve, but to be in the process." Example: you want to learn a new language. Instead of expecting quick results, enjoy the learning process and see the value in it. Tip: break big goals into small steps that you can accomplish each day. Accept your mistakes. Epictetus taught us, "Mistakes are not failure, but a lesson." Example: you failed an important exam. Instead of blaming yourself, think, "How will this experience help me prepare better in the future?" Tip: every time you make a mistake, write down what it taught you. Part 5. The power of the mind and the ability to let go. The mind is your main tool. The Stoics believed that everything starts with thinking. If you learn to control your mind, you can control your life. Example: You feel anxious before an important meeting. Use breathing practices to calm down and think rationally about the worst that could happen. Tip: practice meditation and mindfulness exercises to develop control over your thoughts. The skill of letting go, Seneca said, "We lose more by the fear of loss than by the loss itself." Example: you are afraid to part ways with someone who brings more pain than joy. By freeing yourself, you open up space for a better you. Tip: every time you cling to something that no longer serves you, ask yourself, what am I afraid of losing, and why is it holding me back? Finale: embodying Stoicism in life. Each of these 10 lessons is a step toward a better life. Stoicism teaches us not to fear complexity, to accept the inevitable, and to see joy in the simple things. By applying these lessons, you can change not only your thinking, but also your future. Start today. Be patient, grateful, and strong. Your journey to change has already begun.